Friction Collective is us four as a group. There is more outside of that, but as we are the core collective. Basically, we all met each other through school. So me and Lewis and Josh were at school, and Flynn is my old man. And we came together as a collective with different talents, and it was our way of collaborating and going forward and making something which we think is pretty cool.
When we first started, I definitely thought that as we went down the line, it would become something that might get in the way and might make things a little bit difficult, because it's a situation that people often find themselves in, and people talk about it in different situations and stuff. But a situation has never arisen. A situation has never really arisen. What is the right word?
Arose?
Arose? I don't know.
Arose.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so there's collaboration to a point, I think, and when somebody has a great idea, you develop that with a bunch of other people often, and one person will take that idea. We'll put out that idea, and everyone else will kind of come in and collaborate on different parts of it. So, for example, like Lou was saying at the beginning of this year, what we were working on, the project we were working on, there was a singular idea, but we had it was the client's idea basically, and what we had to do was come in and create the look that they were thinking of, and they didn't have a particularly good idea about what they wanted. They kind of knew they'd seen some stuff before, and they showed us that, but it didn't make a storyboard. And what we had to do was put our heads together and go, right, I've seen this before, and I've seen this before. What do you think of that? And that was kind of our way of collaborating to make the client understand what we wanted. So it was the client's idea, we kind of put our heads together and knew what we had seen before to give them an example. Once that example was set down and we had that solid idea, we then carried on working closely with the client in a parallel, making sure that we went backwards and forth, and we would shoot something, go, does this look like what we described to you before? And then they would go yes or no, and then we would move on. And then that sort of collaboration with the client is very important, and you can't have that relationship with the client without working closely together. And because we'd at the start of it worked out our style, and because we all know how to work together, we were able to run along that line, and the client was able to come along with us.
We haven't touched on it too much, but we build as much kit as we can. We try to sort of, the guys will give me concepts and I'll be like, right, okay, so how can I make that happen? And so I spoke to a friend of mine and said, right, I need to build a cable cam. And from that it's developed to him helping me out with the cable cam and us collaborating with that one.
Have an idea and get organised. Make sure that whatever you've come up with in terms of your project ideas, you get organised, because there's nothing less creative than being disorganised. You can come up with an idea, you can formulate that plan, you can put that plan into action, and then you can do it. Allow for a little bit of chaos, obviously. Like you were saying earlier, there's always room for chaos, for ideas that kind of come in at the time when you weren't expecting, but it's always a good idea to be really super planned. That way, you end up with something really quite close to what you wanted to do, rather than something that's way off the mark.
The more you immerse yourself in something, the better you will become at it. That is like a rule of thumb, isn't it? You can start off a complete amateur, have no idea about a camera. You pick up a camera and you have it in your hand for 2 years, there's no way you're not going to know your way inside out of it. And whether that makes you a good photographer, videographer, whatever it might be, or not, is debatable, but you will know your craft inside out, and that's one of the most important things.
Just do as much as you can, just keep shooting, or whatever it is that you do in filmmaking, just keep doing it.
it.